What's up guys, it's DoubleWinning, and today I've got a Darius top lane gameplay for you. As you guys know, Darius is he's one of my favorite champions, so I would definitely say top 5, and we've got my buddy Mr. Kenny Boy playing Vi jungle using the skin I actually got him because he's a swell guy and he only plays Vi, so I was like, well, I figure I might as well get you the old stripper cop Vi and see how you guys, how you like it. And yeah, this game, what I really like about this game is I get an advantage pretty early on Yasuo, and then I basically just like strangle him. And what I mean by that is I show a different style of top lane that you can do if you have a champion that can't really roam very well and can't and your pushing is pretty mediocre. So what I'm going to be doing here on Darius, after I kind of test the waters here a little bit against Yasuo, because also that was a mistake that I accidentally hit the minion there, but what I do is I test the waters by checking to see how good of a brawler he is compared to Darius, because there are very few champions in the game that can actually out-brawl Darius early on, especially level 1, level 2, just because his bleed stacks, if you make sure that you're getting a lot from your autos and your Qs and stuff like that, is going to be a lot. So he makes a big mistake here. What happens is I hit level 2 and he's completely out of position, so you guys see I just kind of took my time, walked around with him, he flashed away, tried to probably generate some flow there as well as trying to create an escape. I didn't have my pull, but I did have my W, because I wanted to make sure I had maximum combat readiness there, because I knew that he wasn't going to be getting away, just because I had my flash, he had his flash as well, but once the creeps were gone and he didn't already have his dash, there was nothing he was going to be able to do. So so I got an easy first blood there, and maybe that was that first blood? I don't even know if that was first blood, but it was first blood for my lane matchup. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and go back and get myself a Doran's Blade, a ward, and 3 health potions. So this is actually a pretty big part in kind of strangling your lane. And that's such a weird word to put it, but I don't want to just say freezing the lane, just because that's only part of the process. Freezing the lane is a big part of it. Denying as much creeps as you can, and then just going for kills and constantly bullying. Those are the 3 main things. Oh, and making sure that your defenses are basically impenetrable. What that means would be making sure that you've warded all your entrances, so that you have created this one-on-one island, and then through the advantages that you've been getting through these other tactics, through the advantages that you've gotten with these other tactics, it allows you to spend 75, 150 gold per back to make sure that you're getting that super good ward coverage. So one thing that's kind of funny is my bleed can pop his the bleed's gonna pop his shield, so it actually makes it so I can put bleed on him right before his flow is going to hit maximum, and then it'll pop it. So I accidentally used my pull when I was out of range there, but you can kind of just see that I can just go up and fight him. And so right now I've got a health potion running. He doesn't have any health potions left. He's only got his Doran's shield. He's got 1 running as well, but the advantage I have here is that I do have an extra item on him. He only has the Doran's shield. I have the Doran's Blade as well. Plus I have a level advantage right now. So what this means is I'm going to hit level 6 before him, and that's actually really, really huge on Darius, as you guys know. I mean, Darius is all based around his ultimate, pretty much. His pull is really, really nice. His bleed is nice, but you wouldn't play him unless he had his ultimate. So you can kind of see here I'm trying to freeze a little bit, making sure that I last hit these creeps, and especially since this is a cannon wave, so it's really easy to manipulate. Once your cannon minion goes down, that cannon minion is just going to shred through creeps. And so right there, I probably shouldn't have queued there, but I wanted to make the wave a little bit more manageable, because if it does get as a really, really huge wave, his jungler can come up and then make a play on me, because with so many creeps, that's a lot of damage. But so you can see here, I'm level 6 and he just hit level 5. So anytime I want to go in on him, I can, and he's not going to be able to do anything. Pretty much guaranteed, just because you can't really out-trade 600 or so true damage. So right here, this is a little mistake I make. You can see Vi is going to come up here in a second. He doesn't have it warded, so it's going to be a pretty easy gank. I thought he was going to ward right now. I'm pretty sure he is. So I called out to Vi because he's in Skype with me that he was going to ward, so we can go ahead and gank this. I get the extra damage part of my Q, but then I just get a little antsy. You know, it's kind of like reflex. I go and pull him, which actually makes him dodge Vi's Vault Breaker. So, you know, I go ahead and dunk him and get myself a pretty easy kill here, which is going to put Yasuo at 0-3, which that was something I wanted to check on. So I guess his team said that he died to golems. You guys might have noticed that earlier, but I didn't notice it when I was going over the replay because I wasn't really looking for it. But now that I see the 0-3 again, I remember in-game it confused me. But yeah, so sorry, that was going slow-mo. So at this point, there's absolutely nothing Yasuo can do against me because I'm about to come back to lane here with, I believe, yeah. So I go pretty much straight damage. I don't need to get any sustain at this point just because I'm going to be able to all-in him from the very beginning. Literally, if I just hit like a outer part of my Q, pull auto W, it's going to be more than half of his health. So I just go ahead and get a pickaxe and a longsword. What this is going to build me toward is a Hydra. I also get myself a pink ward and a normal ward to basically make sure that I have total vision control, like I said. So right here, he makes another mistake, tries to get, you know, gets a little greedy, I guess, but he's still only level 5. So I probably could have kept going there. The only problem is I actually don't have my ult up. So right now I'm just trying to bully, and it's not really worth taking a risk. So you'll see Elise. My wards actually see Elise coming through, but this is part of me just being kind of blind. And at this point, so okay, right here, I saw Elise. Here, let me show you guys actually the point where I saw Elise, so you can kind of get an idea of what I was doing. So I didn't see Elise here, which that's just my problem. I saw Elise right here. So you're going to see that my ultimate has a 10-second cooldown. I do have flash up. And so I'm trying my best to create a situation in which I might be able to kill both of these guys. So I'm getting myself in the bush, trying to buy as much time as I can for my ultimate, knowing that you know, it's going to be a 2v1 situation against an Elise with double buffs. Right here, I should have flashed that. If I would have flashed that, I would have been able to get the outer edge of my Q on Elise, which would have done about 200 damage. Then I could have auto-W'd her, and then potentially been able to you know, buy enough time to get my ultimate up to, you know, fruition. So right here, my ultimate's up. So if I had done that combo correctly, I would have been able to at least dunk one of them. But unfortunately, just the way I did that wasn't beneficial, and I got a little too cocky with how my with how I handled that. So I thought I was going to be able to get a double kill there, or at least kill one of them. But what I should have done is I should have just backed out and then had Elise back up, and I would have been fine. There was no reason for me to try and go for the outplay there. So that was definitely a mistake by me, and it's going to buy Yasuo a little bit of relief. But then Vi's going to come up here, you know, double buff Vi. It's going to pretty much easily kill the Yasuo, and then Elise is going to start fighting. And so he's like, all right, well, I got double buffs. And then he's like, oh my gosh, Elise is doing so much damage. Activates the ultimate, activates the auto, pops the little passive thing and does a ton of damage and gets a double kill. So Vi is now fed, so which is good because he's headed toward the Elder Lizard on Vi. So getting fed, you know, while you're building damage is pretty effective on Vi. So now I'm just going to push this into the wave just because I know both of them are dead, so I can at least you know, burn the cannon minion before he gets to wave. Cannon minions are incredibly important, as you guys all know. You want to make sure that you're always denying cannon minions if you can. So I wanted to kind of get you know, lead him to believe that I wasn't that I had backed. And so it was a little bit of a risky kill there, but you know, I did get the kill, and so that's just going to continue you know, the bruising that I've been doing. So I noticed that Elise was bottom. I called out. I was like, hey, do you know where Elise is? And he's like, yeah, he's bottom. And then he was like, actually, he's in the fountain. So I was able to free push here, even with my very, very minimal amount of health. I'm able to get kind of a free push on these creeps in this tower, but I do eventually need to back up here because even if I'm super far ahead of Yasuo, he's still going to be able to kill me. I probably shouldn't have actually backed here, just in case, you know, if I had misjudged something. I knew he had a ward there. I probably shouldn't have backed there, but I mean, it ends up not being a problem. So I go back and I get myself, let's see here. Yeah, I get myself a ward, health potion, and I actually finish the Tiamat. So I'm going to be doing a ridiculous amount of damage, and I'm going to be able to clear waves really, really fast by just using Q and then using the Tiamat, which you can see right there. Once I get to Hydra, it's even more brutal. Also, you want to make sure that if you're doing like this lane domination tactic, you want to make sure that you're just spamming your emotes as much as you can. If you have a champion who can do it, Singed, Darius has a pretty good one. Different champions that have good laughs. So what you can see here. This is just kind of a small, cheesy tactic that you can do. What it is so if I know this tower is going to go down, what I want to do is I want to be in the most ideal position to start fighting him the moment it goes down. So this is just kind of an easy kill on Yasuo. There's nothing you can do here. I didn't even bother ulting just because there's no way he was going to get away. If he did decide to flash, I could always try and cover some distance and ultimate to get him. So Elise is level 8. She does have a blue buff. I'm level 10, and I still have my ultimate. She fires off the stun. I'm trying to chase her because I know that I'm going to be able to kill her since I do have my ultimate. I put the ward in the bush in an attempt to maybe make sure that she can't juke me and maybe get a little bit of a positional advantage, but I'm not able to. However, I don't give up. I noticed that the red is up, and Elise is just left. She didn't have red because she only had the blue buff, remember? So that probably means she's going to do red. Even if she was doing the red buff in this bush, I know that I can kill her. So she kills the red buff. I'm going to get a outer edge Q here. I don't know why it took so long to do it. I get an outer edge Q. I'm going to get my W, which I should have auto-attacked and then W, and this would have killed her, but I think I messed up on my auto. So I got the Q and then the W, which, like I said, if I would have autoed and then W'd and then ulted, I would have had my my ultimate killer, which doesn't really matter here in a second. Actually, no, yeah, it would have been good. It was a different situation I'm thinking of. I shouldn't have pulled her here just because Gragas is headed that way. It would have been totally fine to just leave her to kind of head to Gragas. I'm not going to be able to get the ultimate here off on Karma, but I'm just going to hit her with the outer edge of my Q and it's going to kill her. And I get the Wraith for the style points, At this point, I'm 6-1, but the game is not over. I'm still kind of styling on him. As you can see, Vi is also just going on a rampage. This was a really, really good game for the both of us. And I'm going to go back and get myself a Hydra and a Merc Treads. Merc Treads are just pretty standard on Darius. You don't want to really get CC'd. You want to be able to just kind of freely do as much damage as you can. And with, Elise stun, Karma slow, Annie stun, you want to be able to kind of live past that. Plus, it gives you a little bit of magic resist, which is really nice. And, of course, Boots 2 gives you some movement speed, which is really useful on Darius because he is a slow champion because, he doesn't really have... He doesn't have any gap closers, which I get. He's a gap closer for the enemy. He'll close the gap to your enemy if you're near them because he'll go ahead and pull them to you. But he doesn't have a way to jump around. Well, I guess you could jump up and get down with your ultimate. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So this game was pretty much a stomp, but I really enjoyed kind of the tactics that I used against the Yasuo. Though, looking over the gameplay now, definitely looks like it was more Yasuo making a few mistakes than me, really putting forward too many tactics. But I think there is still some learning value here to just show that if you pick a really strong lane bully and then just kind of choke them off, dominate your lane that way, if you can't really roam, if you were like Rengar and you were dominating your lane, you wouldn't want to just keep it in your lane. You would want to roam and make sure that you can at least win one other lane, whether it be bottom or most likely middle. But with someone like Darius, it's really hard to gank another lane just because you have to walk up and pull, which is not easy. It's a lot easier to do that if you're in lane with the person, but that's not to say that you can't do it, so you should definitely still think about it. But also, yeah, I totally ignored what the Thresh was doing there, and I actually put in chat, I was busy, because I was getting blue buff. But yeah, with someone like Darius, where he's just kind of a lane bully and you can't really roam as easily, you want to make sure that if you're going to shut him down, you shut him down hard. Plus, there aren't very many champions in the game that can really outlane Darius. With this current meta, some of the super tanks, as the LCS like to call, LCS has turned to call it recently, would do well against Darius, with the exception, Dr. Mundo. If you guys have been looking for a Dr. Mundo counter, look no further than Darius. I'm serious. Try it out. Try Darius versus Dr. Mundo, and I think you'll have some pretty good results. I've never lost a game
I've never lost a lane where I'm playing as Darius versus Dr. Mundo. It's just that if you start fighting him and he activates his if he's gonna activate his ultimate too late, also total misclick here, really embarrassing. So I killed Tibbers out of my anger, but if he's gonna try and activate his ultimate too late, then you're gonna be able to get him with your ultimate, because it's instant true damage, and you can just kind of always constantly harass him, and he doesn't have like a really easy way to get away. So he kind of has that slow mobility, kind of like Darius, where he can catch someone by hitting with the cleaver, but he can't really get away that easily. So you guys should definitely try it out, give it a few matches, and kind of get used to it. But if you guys enjoyed this gameplay commentary, I would really appreciate it if you guys gave it a like rating. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook.com/DoubleWinning and Twitter.com/DoubleWinning. I always love hearing from you guys, and it's the easiest way to communicate with me, especially if you have specific questions I can get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, guys, stay classy and keep